for finally nyame yadoma 27th January 2024 na NPP amanyoko na yomo primaries a ebekoso ewo Ghana ha sei no mode ahyehye so na me kirema nyame yadoma Saturday ya ebe miminde ye di enim ya ana ye primaries chenchirenche de bekoso we NPP amanyoko wo bra delegate ati ahene ne etu ahene for akwakoto aba de yi parliamentary candidate for de amade various constituency wo Ghana ha NPP amanyoko nim wo bra akamekume bi ne akwakoto aba de yi president de aman oman konkron Ghana no ubepiemu ewo KUMASI ase na kopiemu ewo NPP omo party office ewo kro from abonten so a ene press conference chenchirenche bi akoso a eye nsem anase matters arising ahead abatwa omo ba beto ewo NPP amanyoko nyame yadoma 27 January 2024 ya eno ene nsem ene yakwakopiemu ewo press conference a ekoso ewo NPP party officer ewo kro from na nsem do na ane abone bede de ba beso mo ewo afirikesi so na nsem no Ashasie Eniebra, Justin Frimpong Kodia, General Secretary of the New Patriotic Party, Nyada Yetsna say, together with Nana Bimo, Francois, ne other people no magada wo etna se no intendo na ana General Secretary Church for the NPP amanyoko no edi two Ghana for any situ ene nsem for no mabodom pe mabotwi ewo ho wo bra na press conference no ekoso ewo ene KUMASI pumpuni mantemo na nsem bia Justin Frimpong Kodia edi two ja ene say eye nsem a ene nam social media ne so efa ye papa Bernard Nchibosi akon ene ye opemso Otumfuo say to the second ye kase twetwe bia yesu say eye wuntumi akwaka edi etia eye opemso Otumfuo say to the second no eno ana eye Justin Frimpong Kodua ebo munchirem say Ghana for ni titu ni media for as say no de maso asem ni mu twe ne sene abasa keka nsem bia eni woni de wo ho edi fasa nsem wo no we ye kokobo a wo de mamo say no nsem no nye Ghana for ana ebeka we NPP for nsem o manya na say NPP nsem a o manya omune ni nkwankro mbefa so edi asem no afanti bloggers asabio mutu nsem no mu nchine kan nsem de wom ni de nimu edi fa Bernard Nchibosi akone opemso Otumfuo say to the second hono obesere mo asenka muntimi emma bibia mbra wiye na omo ankasa omoye leaders ewo NPP amanyoko no betimi ehu se no de asem befa se ne be ya ensa nkwankoye ade bi enmane nkoye se omo nso abu eye mpanyifo animtia anaso mai bibi kra amenatia ye opemso Otumfuo say to the second ensa dodo na anodi tu dwa wo bra onem se chirefo hia na ene press conference chenchirenche yi ekoso ewo eye party officer wo KUMASI sanso wiye ano si weni niam omudi egu akwan mu ahead election na nyame yadoma 27 January 2024 mba beto edi parliamentary candidate dia my various constituency wa Ghana ha no ano the one way Emma delegate say abatwa e ba betu you know yosra omo ada se camera ahodo ankrofo be ba makwakoto ma we mi yime phone mi yime camera etwa e de akwakokire mi favorite person sam pa me to ma no eyese no osini nyina nka be omo ntwa so esan say omo de eye mmara ne hihye bebre na agu akwan mu a nipa obefole victim as to the omon person mo beye wo eye election na se no se nipa no ne mra ebedi eye police for na mpempin no ombebe mo sasa mo e ba se NPP for betwe mo ho afimu na ne eye mra no edi se do na ana Justin Frimpong Kodua tena se oni ne mpanyifo for tena so mo di to so ema social media no so they say de obia eka bia no so be say de ba so mo afrikesi so kam ho ni kote se bi FF Justin Frimpong Kodua nche wo be ne de wo je bre na wo tena se na the do's and the don'ts and I say the do's and the don'ts ewa abatu a nyame ya adom ebe koso MPP amanyoko di tudwa eni chema Wontumi nsem a ene so koso social media no so di tudwa me ko tie se bi enwasisi.
Thank you, National regional officers present here, distinguished ladies and gentlemen from the media. Good morning to all of you. And I wish you a happy new year and certainly a prosperous new year also. This press conference, as indicated by the national organizer, largely is in respect of the parliamentary primaries that is coming on the 27th of January. And it has become very imperative that as a party you hold a press conference but not a press release to state the protocols that will govern the 27th parliamentary primaries, so that I can take my time and explain the protocols to the rank and file of the party and the good people of Ghana. However, since I am in Ashanti region, as General Secretary of the party, I want to make one or two comments about certain issues going on in the region. As a party, we have a history, we have a tradition, and we certainly have an ideology. We know where we came from as a party, from UGCC, NLM, UP, PP, PFP, and the New Patriotic Party. Our history has been shaped. Our history has been formed. Our history has been supported by Asanteman and the good people of Ashanti region. And as a party, we hold extreme, undiluted, absolute respect for Asanteman, particularly His Majesty, our King, and Nanano. So please, I will use this platform to caution the rank and file of our party to desist from making any commentary, any comments, or whether through the media, social media, platform, WhatsApp platforms, and whatever means of communication, to desist from making any sensitive comments regarding Nananum and particularly His Majesty and the party. The leadership of the party is in touch, is on the ground, and knows what to do to make sure that the respect in the region, the respect for our revered king is maintained, and the respect for Nananum and the respect for the good people of Ashanti remains intact. So this is a caution to our party members that no one from today has the right to go on radio to speak about sensitive matters, particularly that affects Menchia and Nananum. And that is the position of the party. Thank you. Again, as a party, we know that there are several developmental projects that are going on in the region. And on behalf of His Excellency Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo and the Vice President and our flag bearer, Alhaji Dr. Muhammad Bawumia, the important projects that are ongoing will see the day of light, particularly with reference to the KUMASI International Airport. I can assure you, the good people of Ashanti region, that before the end of the second quarter, the KUMASI International Airport will be commissioned for flights to move from outside Ghana to the KUMASI International Airport. Likewise, the Buankra Inland Port, as anyone who passes on the Accra-Kumasi Road, you will see the development going on. Konfanochi Children's Maternity Block 2, I can assure you that contractors are resuming on site and the project will continue. Likewise, other projects that are ongoing in the region. And we can assure you the party continue to remain and understand that this region plays a very crucial role in our electoral fortune, just like other regions, and whatever development that the president and the government has to do in all the 16 regions to make sure that the good people of this country are happy, we will deliver. Now back to the main reasons why we are here this morning. I wish to state that the National Secretariat of the New Patriotic Party today releases the protocols governing the conduct of the parliamentary primaries scheduled to take place on Saturday, January 27, 2024. Ladies and gentlemen, these protocols have been formulated to ensure the integrity and fairness of the electoral process in the parliamentary primaries. Take note that there will be one voting center in each constituency nationwide. However, in constituencies where there are many delegates, the Electoral Commission may create additional polling stations at the center to ensure a speedy process. So it means that for every constituency, we are supposed to have one voting center. You cannot have two voting centers in the constituency. But in the voting center, the Electoral Commission may decide to add additional polling centers to speed up the voting process. It is also important, one, to state that the Electoral Commission of Ghana shall supervise the conduct of the elections and shall have full responsibility to ensure a transparent, free, and fair elections. No person, and I repeat, no person, whether a government appointee, a party official, or otherwise, shall act in contravention or shall act to the detriment of the work by the Electoral Commission and these guidelines as I am announcing to the general public. Security activities rest exclusively with the Ghana Police Service, and access beyond security perimeters is restricted to delegates, persons appointed by the National Secretariat and the region as election supervisors. Contestants and their accredited agents are the only ones who will have access to the perimeters where the elections will be conducted. Again, the National Secretariat has further appointed a regional monitoring team for each region to come and supervise the entire electoral process in the various regions. Likewise, the region is also directed to appoint representatives to monitor and supervise the elections in each constituency. The regional party is urged to submit the names and contact numbers of individuals appointed for the various constituencies to the National Secretariat and furnish the Regional Police Command with copies by Wednesday, January 24, 2024. So what it means is that on that day, those who are supposed to play a role to ensure that we coordinate the process to enhance free, fair, and transparent elections are the persons who have been appointed by the region as elections coordinators. So on that day, the work of the elections committee will cease, and the coordinator appointed for the constituency shall be in charge in coordinating the elections at the various constituencies. Again, as part of the protocol for the elections on Saturday, take note that there will be no congregation on the day of voting. Unlike previous constituency elections where we gather at a venue, speeches are made, and people sit in groups. With this protocol, there will not be any congregation, so we are all supposed to take note of it. Therefore, there shall be no provision to address delegates or the public by the national party, any government official, the regional party, the constituency executives, contestants, or their representatives on the day of voting. Furthermore, there shall be no campaigning, canvassing for votes, or gathering of party members for the purpose whatsoever a day before voting. So all campaign activities will cease a day before the voting. Voters are expected to walk in freely by themselves. No delegate shall be escorted to the voting screen except those with mobility issues and with the Electoral Commission consent. A voter must wait to be cleared before entering the perimeter of queue control. There shall be no camping of delegates. There shall be no camping of delegates. No voter shall wear the color of any contestant at the voting center, be it a t-shirt, caps, or posters of contestants. Delegates shall not be allowed to enter the voting screen or booth in groups or in pairs. Voting shall not take place indoors, but in an outdoor place in full glare of the public. It is an offense for unaccredited persons to enter the voting perimeters. A delegate who has already cast his or her vote shall not be readmitted into the voting perimeters. Any person found directing a delegate on which candidate to vote commits an offense and shall be removed by the police. Again, as part of the protocols, it is deemed that all voters, as I indicated, shall leave the demarcated voting perimeters immediately after voting. The Electoral Commission and the police shall enforce and adhere to restricting delegates from taking their phones and other photographic gadgets to the voting screen. Any vote that has been shown to the public shall be nullified. The Electoral Commission and the police shall deny influencers, or what we refer to as macho men, and undesignated persons access to the voting center. All such persons shall be arrested by the Ghana police. The electoral voting shall be, as I said, a walk-in, and the individual shall approach the polling area and vote secretly. Presiding officers from the Electoral Commission ballot to one delegate at a time. For the sake of emphasis, presiding officers shall not issue ballots to people in pairs or in groups of persons. Ballot papers shall not be from any booklet in advance. That point again, ballot papers shall not be torn from any booklet in advance. It can only be torn when the voter approaches the presiding officer. That's when the person will be given the ballot papers. It is also important that delegates are to carry their identification cards for easy identification and verification. That is, their voter's ID card, party card, passport, or Ghana card. I'll repeat this statement again. Delegates are to carry their identification cards, i.e., voter's ID card, party card, passport, or Ghana card. Delegates are advised to conform to all electoral laws, regulations, and rules on the day of voting. It is against the law to publicly display cast ballots, capture images of cast ballots, and make gestures to show whom one voted for. Anyone who is caught violating this provision shall have his or her vote declared as spoiled or rejected ballot. And it is important, ladies and gentlemen, to note that voting shall commence at 7 a.m. and close at 2 p.m. The voting shall commence at 7 a.m. and close at 2 p.m. And there will be no proxy voting on January 7th. There will be no proxy voting on January 27th. All must take note, on January 27th. Again, no individual shall have the right to either remove names or insert names to replace deceased persons. No individual shall have the right to either remove names or insert names to replace deceased persons. Ladies and gentlemen, we trust that these protocols will contribute to a transparent, free, and fair electoral process. We acknowledge with sincere gratitude the unwavering cooperation from all stakeholders as we pursue an equitable, impartial, and transparent process to elect our parliamentary candidates for constituencies where we have sitting members of parliament. Finally, I must also acknowledge that the National Party has also received certain petitions from some aspirants who have issues with respect to venues that have been chosen for the parliamentary primaries. I will encourage the regional party, together with the constituency party, to have a look at all petitions that have been sent to them and to look into the merit of it, and by the close of day tomorrow, Tuesday, furnish with the National Party their advice for further action. Thank you very much. Yo, enyanimo eni adofuma yeshia emu aha no pay our NPP regional party office no mefa apeno nyama mo nyina afisiapa ene press conference a mehia mo ha me beka wansem no efa NPP the parliamentary primaries a ye ba be ye no January 27th. Oh, baby, I want to show you for a honor. Now, answer na mekos no, and send back whom you do a ha. My year treasure for penny, ama sukuku, my yokuno, meant me a metasin can ye election protocol, so once a ma Brahmin can answer. Edikai NPP, ye wabakosem. NPP, in the baby, you free buyer. NPP ye obotaya ye de ti ye party no e free ye nanamo apenso UGCC eba NLM eba UP eba PP eba P asana NPP ba no yenim say ye nanamo enkanka asante mantem ha omadaroma omahoode omunimdie omusika ena eboama ene ye party no ya bedu ba bia ye wo sisi. It's a mestre party for say Obiano me bomb coco. Say as Sema a fan and namo more beer fan home for you. Yes, Pesse Obi a bet na radio so Obi a bet na TV so Obi about WhatsApp so na sebi as Sema sebi they can't adding as Sema a more do the Pacrono edin pe ebe can wasem. Party no penny for and among BSA2, Homo BSA no, yedi. Tiesro Bia said, same be a walk, Mantem Habiano, my party ni babia and Kawasem. Nunjama party for penny for ya yan Kawasem in 200 more. A toss would be NPP party no, the was anti Mantem Hano. Yen him say, a Jumadia baby so el cost for Mantem Ha. Tutu. Ye international airport eda ye nyina ya KUMASI ye Bankra inland port eda ye nyina ya KUMASI ye Komfa Nochi maternity block ehu adwuma ewo ho ye market ehu adwuma ewo ho ye Swami interchange ehu adwuma ewo ho omapani na na de danko akufo ado ode na bedi eche yewu a Muhammadu Bawumia aseme fanto ye nyina yenim sebi omure fi Ashanti region na edwuma ekoso nyina on behwe se edwuma no bekoso na ewie ne fefefe na ye nyina ye ni age na KUMASI international airport die nyakopon ye aduma say contractors na ba o ma sha ase no acha by the end of second quarter there na ye bi airport no ama remushe efamanone etima ba KUMASI ha Sasna Bankrasu in Lamport so. Yenim say ahoɔden wɔ hɔ Nyankopɔn kae wɔn so. Afei so ɛnkɔ na wie no na first phase a ebetumi abie ama containers aba so. Ɛno so etimi atu ho anamɔ ɛde dwuma a esi di nyinaa. Sɛdeɛ regions ne nyinaa 16 regions ne nyinaa hia aban no. Sasna Ashanti region so ehu nya aban no. Nene dwumadie titru a ɛno nti yɛwɔ ha no mɛkɔ so na madam wadi akyerɛ yɛ a yɛhyia mu nyinaa wɔ ha. Edi kan ɛhyehyɛeɛ a yɛde ba ɛfa prime minister bɛba so January 27th no ebi no sɛ party no say baabi yɛbɛto a baabia no yɛwɔ 1 voting center pɛ. Enti sɛ bi over constituency bi te sɛ Sumi a yɛntumi nto aba baako wɔ ase na ebi nsa nkɔto baako wɔ Amankwatia. The party ne ka ne sɛ constituency biara no wɔ 1 voting center. Sɛ asɛm ne yɛto na ɛyɛ asɛm ko a. Na mmom deɛ yɛka ne sɛ baabi a delegates no dɔɔso no electoral commission ho tumi sɛ ɔmo betumi create additional polling center ɛwɔ saa 1 center hɔ na. Ɛtɔ so biom the party no ɛka ne sɛ ɛhyehyɛeɛ biara ɛfa abatoɔ no ho no yɛgya ama electoral commission sɛ ɔmo ɛna ɛnyɛ saa hyehyɛeɛ no. Party penny biara ni wɔ sɛ ɔwɔ tumi sɛ adwuma electoral commission ba bɛyɛ no ɔbɛgye sɛ ɔba bɛyɛ. Ɛtɔ so biom ɛfa bambɔ ɛho nsɛm no ɛyɛ Ghana police ɛna ɛbɛhwɛ bambɔ ho nsɛm. Anti government appointee, government official, regional officers, national officers, constituency officer, obi enu ohun tumi efa bambɔ wasem. Sebi de obi friend no macho man for any security guards for obi enu wa that day no obeba abato na se. Bibia no Ghana police ene ebehwe. Etosu biom national party any regional party no ebe yi si anamufo a ɔmo bɛhwɛ region abatoɔ no ɛso na ɔmo aso ahwɛ constituency abatoɔ no so. Ada yɛbɛto aba no yɛnim sɛ yɛwɔ elections committee wɔ constituency dodoɔ na mu. Nanso so on the day of election ada yɛbɛto aba no deɛ nipa a region no bɛyi no so ɔnkɔ constituency ɛne national party bɛyi so ɔmba region hɔ no ɔmo ɛna ɛbɛhwɛ abatoɔ no so saa da no. Enti bibi efa abatoɔ no mentimoase bi ebeba enchemu bi ese nya no repa regional be yinu akɔ constituency no ɔno no ne police for ene electoral commission for ebedi sawoso. Ɛtɔso biem ɛhyehyɛ ɛsɛ ade aba ne sɛ abatoɔ yi a yɛba bɛto no ɛnyɛ sɛ first a sɛ yɛkɔto aba yɛn nyinaa akɔhyia wɔ dan mu ne abɔ yɛatɔ nnwom atwi mumume na party for akasa na mass pan for so akasa saa battle de ebi no saa yɛbɛto no sɛ de to general elections na yɛbɛto no petem sɛ bi obi antimi mfa abato no kɔhyɛ dam utimi mfa akɔ asɔre dam utimi mfa akɔ school dam baabi yɛbɛto no bia no ɛsɛ yɛ abɔnten a obi abɛhu sɛ de abato no ɛkɔ so. Ɛtɔso biem said the year cano, young boy, your Huchenku, and could never be back. Obiano said, oh, bar, and you're walking. Oh, bar, Ukra, ID card. Say your Ghana card. Say your party card. Say your voters ID card. Say your passport. Oh, bar, what they say, security bamboo for no one. Yeah, she so deal with ma, no Tuaba. So, what Tuaba we are, baby, I have perimeters who honor. Wontumi gyina hɔ otu aba ne wi a obefiri hɔ te fie na abɛkɔ a no wakɔ yɛba bɛbɔ a no wasa aba obia ne wotumi sɛ obegyina baabi a yɛto aba no wa bɛto awie bia no ɛyɛ sɛ wofiri hɔ na wokɔ. Ɛtɔ so biem party ne hyehyɛ aba sɛ yɛkɔto aba de friend the campaign of delegates no so party ne pɛ sɛ yɛbɛhu bi obia ne wotumi sɛ ɔbɛboa delegates ano ɛde ɔmo akɔhyɛ baabi so odomu nyina ebom aba beto aba. Ɛtɔ so biem the party ne ɛsa kan sɛ o ba beto aba Only Wontumi say obesho be access to there. So be t-shirt, so be cap, so be posters. Now they are bad baby ever trouble. So what they about police before ever show. A test will be Emra part no asadia ba and say your best Ghana Police Service any electoral commission for ABM and say and no can say Obia Basse Obitral Funi a bra war to Abano. Say media Makoto machine machine, no find the phone, no the betra. Obia best side in the piano, police before Becho. A safe voting is by secret vote. Obia person go to Abamano and to Okotua or 2 years one upon the camera, or the Akotua Dakenu. Wow, or the phone, a betra or ballot papers no. Police before Betty and now for so ballot paper and very gentle. Wow, be pija or ballot paper. So they say, I'm a baby or to a bako and so. And also police before Betty, no mass I rejected sa vote no ever home. The SSF Electoral Commission for a one said, yes, sir, mo. Obi oba beto abani bia no paper na ewo booklet no mo nte papers na to. The paper no through one sana what paper na dey na dia mom. After so any kwase the paper minu me nsaba bom set paper mom na waka bom na atia mom. Obi ababa no baako say be ya obeti no baako na de amom. After so their party paying for Esa can say about to no nyameboa memeda January 27th no e ba sha say 7 a.m. na ye 2 p.m. ye ba sha say 7 a.m. na ye no 2 p.m. After so the broni friend proxy voting and so enye adwuma e wa abato emu say obi wa osmetu kwan me sra ma me nua bi o be ba bi aba beto aba saa de no enye adwuma e wo saa abato we ma ye ba so epenifo me de ma no si no na meka se national party no esa ka petitions bi a omo press oba be gina ana ya to omo so aba as a parliamentary candidate no esa ka bi dodo na ebi free venues a ye de ba to aba no. The national party ne can say share regional party no say petitions bia abo manim bia no omane constituency elections committee no omon share sa petition no na baby a say bi ye to abeba hadwe no omon share no mo sesa no na acha no nyame boa Tuesday echina eda no kwa wiye no na reporter omonya any muaye omoda ba nyina no omomfa national party no na yentoa so yenko yenim ye bese obia se esise a ebai na se ye de bai esise e beboa party no ya to presidential primaries ewie asundwe mu ya to offer constituency primaries ewie e wa asundwe mu saso na ye hwe se ye beto city members of parliament primaries na ewie e wa asundwe no e wa asundwe mu ye nyina no ye party for baako sebi akansi na ye nyina ye ko e bese obia se ye kasa anomo e betu nyina na nya ade edi nkabom beba ewie a yo bedi nkunim bia na ye NPP na edi nkunim se the party no kra ma akofo akonya se omutim begina bi no eno kra no ya de e kire se party no eye hyehyɛ a e bese obia nya kwan na otimi ekobi wonni ani hyehyɛ a e dia betu manum anopai beda mu nyina mase
Abusia for nsem we bi ana ekoso e wo social media no so adwama bone bede na me dia ba so mo e wo afidi kesie so nsem we bi ana beto odwa wo bra and the press conference nchirenche yi ekoso e wo KUMASI pumpilimantem wo NPP amanyuko mo party officer wo kro from abonten so na Justin Frimpong Kodo the general secretary of the New Patriotic Party or address eye ndema ekoso social media no so Asante region ha eni abato mo ba betu na me ya 27 January 2024 hana brema kwa mdin se nyina esi ase the place nkoma hwefo na etiefo a omoje brehwe na so mutie yen e wafidikesi so edi no e ba ko personal ka chiri adwokro mo ko so subscribe share leave comment na like page mami medase